Alright, so at this point we've studied a lot of anatomy. We've studied a lot of torso stuff, a lot of the lower limbs, upper limbs. We haven't studied the head or anything like that yet, but we've got a lot of information floating around in our skull. And you'll see here, this is a model from the figure sculpting workshop. And this model, you might have seen during the prep for the class, you might have seen the process for it, but I'll make this entire thing available for you, give you a sense of how this progresses. But we're going to have a very specific task. Now, you can do the entire model if you want, but what I think is going to be most important is if you get in and you start to work on just a torso. So there's going to be two ways that you do this. Okay, and one way is with Dynamesh. And that workflow you'll see in the figure sculpting workshop. The other way is with Z-spheres. Okay, so Z-spheres is something we're also going to look at. So for this module, you've got a lot of information. Some of it you might have seen before, but you're going to have a lot of information about how to get in there and start to just sculpt a character from scratch and start to apply all of the knowledge that you have built up to this point. Okay, now the key thing that you want to do at this point is don't get caught up in hands and feet yet. Okay, that's definitely something we need to make sure we cover and spend time with. But we want successes. Okay, really important that you start to build some successes. Build success. Alright, I know that sounds markety. That doesn't sound markety, that sounds self-helpy. Build success today. And that is 100% what you got to do. You got to have some success that sticks with you, keeps you motivated, and gets you ready to really, and get you prepared really for the next step, because this is always hard. So don't sweat it. Let's just get in and start to create stuff and see what we can do. So if you get to this stage that you see right in front of you with the Dynamesh model, that's fine. That's great. Now, this is a male model, okay, not a female model, because we're playing with anatomy at this point. I highly recommend that you get in and start to change things around a bit. You can sculpt a female if you want to. You can sculpt a male. You could sculpt a werewolf. You could sculpt whatever. I'm going to throw a bunch of things at you. The Dynamesh figure sculpting, Dynamesh torso, werewolf, and Z-spheres. I'm going to throw all of that stuff at you and see what you guys do and see how it works for you now that you've acquired all of this wonderful, hard-earned knowledge. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing this stuff in forums.